Welcome to week 5. Begin with arm swinging or drum beating. Last week, I briefly mentioned the 5 phases of energy while talking about the metal stance. Now we will go into more detail. 5 phases of energy is a theory describing the relation and interaction between events depending on the flow of energy. The 5 phases are metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. Sometimes this term is translated into Western languages as the 5 elements. But because both the meaning of the Chinese characters and the way they are used expresses change, progression, and movement, 5 phases is a better translation. The 5 phases are inspired by the changes in nature. The wood phase represents the growth and vitality of the spring season. The fire phase represents the heat and energy of summer. The earth phase, the transition of the seasons, especially the transition from summer to autumn, and the balancing and fruition in this period. The metal phase depicts the harvest and gathering of the autumn, and the water phase, the storage and silence of the winter. The cardinal points of the compass are also related to the 5 phases. South to fire, west to metal, north to water, east to wood, and the center to earth. The 5 phases produce each other. Wood feeds fire, fire's ashes enrich the earth. Within the earth, metal is formed. Metal liquefies and turns into water. Water nourishes wood. This creative cycle is called the mother-son relationship. There is also a controlling or limiting cycle. Wood holds the earth. Earth prevents the flow of water. Water extinguishes fire. Fire melts metal. Metal cuts wood. This relationship is called the control cycle, also known as the grandparent-grandchild relationship. Last week we saw the metal phase in nature: color, climate, growth period, season, taste, and direction. And in the body, yin and yang organs, the sensory organ, tissues, and associated feeling. The use of the 5 phases of energy is widespread in traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong, Feng Shui, astrology, music, strategy, and martial arts. Traditional Chinese medicine doctors look at these and many other features to detect whether there is any imbalance in the 5 phases, and thus determine the possible development of a disorder and develop and apply the remedy. Qigong strengthens and balances the 5 phases of energy by regulating body, mind, breath, and energy. Generally, with a holistic approach, all of the exercises related to the 5 phases is practiced. In special cases, exercises related to a certain phase or phases may be emphasized more. This week you will do the knees, hips, and double full moon warm-ups 19 times each. After that, you will learn the water stance. After standing for 1 minute in Wuji, raise your hands up to the level of your kidneys and turn your palms downwards to assume the water stance. Elbows are slightly bent and not by the side of your trunk, but slightly more forward. Hands are neither completely in front of your body nor at the sides, but somewhere in between. Do not bend your wrist to the left or right. Your hands are in line with your forearms. As the name of this stance implies, imagine yourself standing in water up to your waist. There are two balls on the surface of the water. Your hands are resting on top of these two balls. They carry the entire weight of your hands and arms. Allow your chest, shoulders, arms and hands to relax, and the balls to hold your hands in the correct position. If you are sitting, alternately lift up your feet as you did last week. This week you will hold up each foot for 6 seconds. The principles I explained in the first week also apply to the water stance. The more relaxed you are during the stance, the better it will be. If after a while your arms get tired and you notice that your chest, shoulders or arms begin to tense up, imagine that there are two more balls in the water supporting your arms and relax again. If your arms get too tired to relax, do not force yourself to continue. Come out of the water stance and do the drum beating movement until your shoulders and arms are relaxed, and then return to the water stance. You have been standing in the water stance for 5 minutes. Now you will do the Shili of water. Move your hands forward and towards the middle and hold the ball in front of your heart. Then bring your hands down on both sides and return to the water stance. While doing Shili, imagine that the air is as concentrated as water and that your hands are moving through this dense fluid. Breathe out as your hands move forward. Breathe in as you return to the water stance. While your hands are moving, feel the resistance of the water. After the 10th Shili, return to the water stance and hold it for a while and see what you feel. Now move on to the Wuji posture and then to the closing sequence. See you next week.